Okay, so whilst everyone is, getting their knickers in a twist about 792p versus 900p, why is nobody talking about cross-platform? I think this is more important than anything else with regards to, the whole console, PC wars, etc. Because it's obvious why. It's obvious. The user base is segmented. And to unite the user base, what you need to do is to have this common platform that everyone can play on. That's why services like Xbox Live and PSN and Steam Matchmaking work, because they're one central place, but they're still not central enough. There needs to be one standardized place, one thing to connect them all together.
I mean, it would enable games such as any shooters. I mean, even if you look at something like Battlefield 4, you can play it on the PS3, on the PS4, on PC, on the Xbox 360, on the Xbox One, and yet you have to play them all separately on the specific platform.
Yeah.
Why can't... I mean, even if it was just PS3, PS4 for every game, or Xbox One and 360... And then you can have PC. So the PC games get the best of both worlds, because they can go, we'll have PC servers, or we'll go on the PSN servers, or we'll go on the Xbox servers. And they could have the option of 3, and you could have then console gamers could have the option of PC as well.
Some people would argue that PC gamers, because of different mods, different hardware, different graphical settings, they're not standardized, so therefore it would be you'd have to kind of make it console to console, or the different hardwares wouldn't match or whatever. But it's been done before. It's been done in 2007 with Shadowrun. You can do it. You can do Street Fighter Cross Tekken in Vita and PS3. You can do DOA 5. You can do Portal 2 between PS3 and PC is probably the most flawless cross-platform experience.
And then there's games like Warframe, which is supposed to be coming out. There's DC Universe, which is also supposed to be coming to cross-platform. I believe that Warframe and Warface is also supposed to be cross-platform eventually. Yet, no one seems to be actually pushing this forward.
No one seems to care. Everyone just seems to care about, what is making headlines in GameSpot and IGN. No one seems to be thinking, okay, let's say I'm playing a game, if I'm playing a racing game, say Grid 2, and not enough people are playing it online, or I'm trying to find a specific game mode and not enough people are on it, and yet, there'd be people on PS3, there'd be people on PS4, on 360, there'd be people on PC trying to play the game, and yet they can't play the game because there's too many users. There's some on this platform, some on this platform, some on this platform. So therefore, the online community for games die. Therefore, the longevity of a game diminishes, because if a game's mostly single player focused, then you get to this stage where everyone just plays it and then tries the online for a little bit, and then within a few months of the game's release, the online is dead. But actually, there's still people that bought the game recently or still play the online, but they can't because the user base is segmented.
I mean, for example, the games like Tomb Raider on PC are quite lacking in players, and we can't find anyone to actually play with. There's very little people play the game, and yet Definitive Edition has come out on the PS4 and Xbox One. It's had quite a decent turnout online for the PS3 and 360, and yet now all of the platforms there's no one on. But if you bulked all of them together, then there'd be definitely people on there.
There's definitely thousands of people that want to play the game. It's just it's too segmented, and this is a problem that most games have. Even the big games for the big onlines like Call of Duty and Battlefield, it's not so much of a problem. But it's when the little guys try to make a multiplayer, it's the ones that have a smaller community, a smaller following, that can't really get their voices heard. Because a lot of these smaller onlines, for example, if Spec Ops The Line, it's a box standard shooter, but it's a third person shooter with an online. No one plays it online. It's harder for these kind of games to get noticed because nobody plays them online, so how does anyone meant to know whether the online's good? That's not the only thing that cross-platform brings, though. Cross-platform has the potential to make, it's uniting the community of the games as well.
It's not segmenting you to one service, whereby if you go on, let's say, Steam forums and you want to answer something, PlayStation users will probably not go on Steam unless they're a PC gamer and a console gamer. Whereas if you have a united service, then anyone can use anything at any time as one service, and that obviously works for the benefit of the industry because it's free information.
You don't have to take away Xbox Live and PSN. I mean, look how Portal 2 did it. You still get trophies and everything. You still got the whole PSN thing. It's just for the game, it'd use its own matchmaking medium.
You can still keep the separate servers, but it takes some of the weight off Xbox Live and PSN, and obviously they would then be faster, better services. Hopefully would have faster download rates for games, and also you'd probably have the benefit for exclusives because it'd actually heighten the ability of those games, because if you're playing, say, Titanfall on Xbox One, and then you've got Battlefield and you've got Call of Duty and you've got whatever other shooters you want to play all on the same system, then you're like, well, I'll just play one of them, and you might go and play Call of Duty instead. But if Titanfall was then just on that platform, and then it would be an actual real exclusive rather than just, it's on this platform, but you can only buy it on this one anyway. It kind of defeats the point of it being an exclusive because you're actually hurting yourself by getting less sales. But by actually having this cross-platform, you could get exclusives would be more viable, in my opinion.
I think one of the main motivations for cross-platform is the increase in co-op games. Now, ever since like Gears of War, there's been an increase in like people wanting to play games cooperatively. So the problem with that is that a lot of people play on different platforms. Some people play on 360, some people play on PS3, PS4, Xbox One, PC. Okay, let's say you've got friends, right, that play on different platforms. How are you meant to possibly play with them? They say, I'd like to play this game, but I've got no one that plays it. Like some games, like say for example Need for Speed, they encourage autolog, but autolog, they say it works cross-platform, but you can't actually play with other people in cross-platform. It kind of defeats the point. When the games like that are just pushing this stuff so much, right? Like with battle log, autolog, etc., to like, friends leaderboards and stuff like that, and yet you can't actually do the fundamental thing, which is play the game cooperatively. It kind of defeats the point, really. I don't see why they're not doing this. Why are they not pushing it? So really, the whole point of this is that developers, it's in their best interest, publishers, to increase the longevity of their game. If you're releasing like map packs for a game that is not got many people playing it online on each platform because you've released it on so many different platforms, then no one's going to buy the map packs because no one's playing the game, so no one's going to be able to find a match anyway, let alone find someone that actually has the map packs. So it's in their best interest, really, to increase the, long-term lifetime of the game, especially now that games are becoming longer and there's more choice than ever. Then no one's going to stand around in a lobby that's empty trying to find a match. They're just going to move on to another game or not buy the game altogether. Whereas if you have the cross-platform implemented, people are going to be more obliged to buy it because they can play with people on other platforms and play it for a longer time.